Very soon, police will be revealing details surrounding a reported shooting incident in Carrington Village yesterday evening. There are no reports of injuries, but lawmen were in Tweeside Road well after the incident occurred, carrying out investigations into that matter. Scores of onlookers are said to have gathered in the area after the incident unfolded, and police were also seen questioning people at the scene. We'll have more details as they become available. Do not abuse the privileges of free transportation. The message to school children is coming from former magistrate Faith Marshall Harris. She believes the minivan culture is not suitable for them. She was speaking at the Good Shepherd Primary School's annual graduation ceremony. The theme was "Let Nothing Stand in Your Way."
Transport board buses pass while you wait for a ZR van, which is playing the loud, lewd music, or where the conductor is going to obey commands like, "The baby wants milk," and therefore put your and all the other passengers in danger of losing life and limb. You are no longer babies, so there's no need to rock the cradle, and milkshakes belong at the fast food places. So do not expect this from the conductor of your ZR van.
Ms. Marshall Harris was speaking at the Good Shepherd Primary School annual graduation ceremony. The theme was "Let Nothing Stand in the Way of Your Dreams." The top student there was Chelsea McLean. Ms. Marshall Harris also warned students against joining gangs.
Although I've been told that there are no gangs in Barbados, but whatever you may wish to call them, children before the juvenile court have told me that there were pressure to join gangs, and some gave in to the pressure. Whatever these quote-unquote gangs were called, it was clear they were up to no good and have every intent to do harm. So I urge you to steer clear of them.
Human mistakes have been listed as the main factor that led to the collapse of the short-lived West Indies Federation in 1962. The political union, which was comprised of Barbados and several other islands in the Caribbean, which were colonies of the United Kingdom, was formed in 1958. Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM, Robert Bobby Morris, is of the view that a system was not well developed back then that would have provided a foundation for federalism.
The attempt at functional federalism could have been carried on further, and more regional institutions could be formed, more and more conferences and discussions. Once the University of the West Indies was set up in 1948, it should have been allowed to produce a number of graduates intended to fill the positions in a regional institution. But here we were, between 48 and 58, 10 years, and you did not have a sufficient pool of qualified persons. When you look at the situation now, you see the difference.
Ambassador Morris was speaking during a lecture at the Queen's College School. He says the dissolution of the West Indies Federation left a negative psychological cloud over the region.
For those of us who were young at the time of the breakup, we still remember, and the impact has been very sharp, and to a large extent it has changed the thinking about whether we should move for federal approach again. I think people of my generation are very weary of going in that direction because it's really an emotional thing. Some people still want to go there because of emotional thinking.
BICO and the Kiwanis Club have launched a joint venture to help the less fortunate in the island. The initiative, which is scheduled to be in the Massey Car Park at Warrens on the 3rd and 4th of July, is aimed at children. It allows them to bring food items in exchange for a complimentary scoop of ice cream. President of the Kiwanis Club of Bridgetown, Malcolm Smith, says looking out for the children of Barbados has always been important to that club.
This is important for the Kiwanis Club of Bridgetown because we have always seen it as our mandate to protect young children, to nurture young children, and to ensure that all children in Barbados have the type of life which would encourage them to be productive citizens of Barbados. So the Each One, Reach One project encourages young children to give back. So we're starting from very young to teach children to be benevolent and to give back to their communities.
And Special Events Manager for BICO, Barry Farnham, also spoke at the press launch. He says they hope to make the initiative an annual event.
We're trying to get this initiative built, so we'll have it annually and make it basically a staple between BICO and Kiwanis. We want to have that partnership and grow it so we could see the future and basically give back to the children in need.
Well, Barbadians and visitors alike got a rare insight into the musical life of one of the island's seasoned entertainers. Last evening, Anderson Blood Armstrong hosted a night of first event at the Wisers on the beach. That event featured performances from Livia and Blood himself. He explained that the event is timely as it comes just before the official start of the crop over season and allows fans to learn more about the hits which came during his 30-year career.
It's as good a time as any. It's crop over time right now, and we had one that was done already, and I think, you know, with a guy who has over 30 years in the business, it would be interesting to come and do something completely different. You see me at all the parties, you see me at all the fests and that kind of stuff, you see me in the tent, but now here, a different setting, a cooler vibe, and it's something interesting and new for this thing.
Well, the entertainer is also extremely happy to be in the Sweet Soca and Party Monarch semi-finals.
I feel extremely elated about getting into the Sweet Soca semi-finals and the Party Monarch semi-finals. Of course, I'm gonna give my all, give my best. I have two fantastic songs, and I believe in them. And I know that once I can be in good voice for the night, and I can represent the songs. I'm hoping that there's no stopping me going to the finals. And of course, getting to the finals, I'm gonna give it my all as usual.
And we'll have regional and international news after the break.